So, we've covered how to identify problems and what questions we need to ask ourselves when developing a solid project idea and pitch. Now that you've figured out what you want to build and why it's a problem you'd like to solve, it's time to think about who this project helps. That's right, it's time to talk potential customers. Hi there, I'm Chloe Condon, Senior Cloud Advocate on the Next Generation Experiences team here at Microsoft. I'm so excited to share with you my tips and tricks for how to talk to potential customers while generating your project ideas. When developing a successful project or product, speaking to users and potential customers who will be using your product is absolutely essential in making sure that what you're building is useful, improves upon existing products and services that exist in the space, and most importantly, is inclusive. In fact, speaking to customers will not only provide you with data to support the needs and outcome of your product, but it may also provide you with key insights into additional features needed, use cases unaccounted for, barriers to users, and much more. It's important to remember that we can't assume and anticipate all the needs or feelings of our users and potential customers. When reaching this point of your project, it's important to listen more than speak. This is your opportunity to meet and speak with the people who matter the most when building a product, your users. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Who should we reach out to and how should we find them? Let's go back to my project example from our last video. Let's say that my project is an application that connects teachers needing school supplies with folks in their local community with extra arts and craft supplies. While the temptation may be to share my idea with friends, family, classmates, they likely lack the industry or problem expertise and insight that could be essential to my design decisions. Additionally, feedback and data gained from speaking with a customer are often the key to success when building a product for a user with specific needs. In this case, teachers and folks needing to donate school supplies. Still don't see the value? Here's an example. Let's say that my team makes a decision to require a .edu email address to make an account to use our product. We're all engineers and assume that every elementary school teacher must have a .edu email address, right? Actually, I don't even think email existed when I was in elementary school. Since my teammates and I are not teachers, we don't have the industry expertise to inform some of these decisions, and in this case, our assumption would have been incorrect. By speaking with the user this early in the design process of our application, in this case, a teacher, we're able to identify a major flaw in our app. Teachers need to be able to sign up with any type of email, not just edu. We may also learn additional information that'll inform design choices, such as what supplies are most useful or needed in classrooms. Should accounts be made for teachers or for schools? Or even additional features that we could create based on comments and suggestions, like perhaps creating a donation feature for teachers for supplies paid out of pocket. The information gained from the conversations that you and your team have with customers is essential in developing empathy towards your users. Empathy is the capacity to understand or feel what another person is experiencing from their frame of reference. That is, the capacity to place oneself in another's position. It's what we mean by the phrase, walk a mile in someone else's shoes. In other words, we may think that we know all the needs of a teacher, but the person who truly knows the issues that teachers face on a day-to-day basis are the teachers themselves. And this goes for any type of user or customer, be it a teacher, a chef, astronaut, delivery driver, zookeeper, you name it. The more insight we have, the better, and the experts are your users. In my earlier project example of a donation tool to connect teachers with leftover art supplies, we'd also want to chat with the folks on the donation side of our application. Data and information gained from these customer conversations will not only help us better understand our users, but also allow us to make key decisions around the marketing of our product, what communities to get involved with while testing our product, feature suggestions to better our product, and more. The more perspective we have, the better. Take, for example, a ride-sharing app. We would not only want to get the opinions of our drivers, but also our riders. Okay, I know what you're thinking. That sounds great, Chloe, but how do I find these people? Who do I talk to? Where do I even begin? Reaching out to strangers can feel uncomfortable. Sometimes I feel anxious just answering my phone. Ideally, you want to speak with people who would actually be users of your product. To start, I recommend that you and your team seek out local meetup groups, nonprofit organizations, online communities, or any other affiliated user groups that you feel would benefit from your product. When reaching out, be clear with your expectations of the meeting. For example, for my project, I'd look up some local DIY groups, post a flyer in a local craft store, and then perhaps work with a local public school or library to connect me with potential users. All right, ready to start listening? I hope these tips help you as you start conversations with your potential users. While it may be tempting to show off our cool app idea to our friends, siblings, parents, roommates, pet dogs, it's absolutely essential to your project success to chat with the most important people, your future customers. Empathy with our users will allow us to gain more insight, imagine specific use cases and scenarios, and identify with any unmet needs with our project. Now what are you waiting for? Go listen to some future customers. Make sure to take lots of notes or ask permission to record the meeting to refer to those conversations in the future. Happy listening!